How to manage beef farming enterprise. These are today's topic. How to manage beef farming enterprise. Thank you for your time. For those who already subscribed to our channel, thank you. The new subscribers, please subscribe to our channel so as we grow together. So beef farming, how to manage. First thing, for a beginner, you need to have some little knowledge about beef farming or about farming in general. You need to have the knowledge on how to select the best breeds, how to carry out routine management. You need to know how to handle the animal. You need to know how to identify a sick animal, a stressed animal, a weak animal. You need to have knowledge on how to identify an animal with any deformities. Remember, all these aspects will help you when it comes to the time of selecting the breed or the individual animal, individual livestock, either at the market or in any farm you are going to purchase your animals for you, or when you are going to start your own enterprise. So you need to have some little knowledge about what I have just highlighted. So when we talk about the deformities, you need to know the parameters of an individual animal. You need to study how the animal walks, how the animal behaves, yeah, the back of the animal, the height, the length. Does it have all the teeth in the mouth? Does it have any problem in the mouth? The tongue, how is it? So you need to have some little knowledge about that. This will help you when buying or purchasing these animals from the market or from the, the ranches. Another thing, after knowing that, you need to have some knowledge about structure. How are you going to prepare your structures, your feeding structures, your sleeping area? All that you need to have in mind. Or else you can look for a profession who will guide you on how to prepare a good or a suitable structure that you are going to hold these animals in. This mostly goes for those ones who are going to deal with the feedlot. But for you whom you are going just to deal with the ranch or free grazing, you can just have an area where these animals they're going to be resting. But if you are going to house these animals, you need to have a plan where you are going to have a profession who knows how to design and set up a good farm structure that will accommodate a certain number of animals basing on your budget. You need also to know, where am I going to get water? Remember, livestock are as human beings, they also need water and shelter. So know where you're going to get clean water, not that water, please. Clean water. Remember, this venture you're doing is an enterprise, so you're doing it to make a profit. So when you give these animals water that is contaminated, you are going to risk, or are going to increase the production cost, because the level of deworming, it will increase. Remember, some water contain some worms. Water can be contaminated. You are going to get some diseases. So all these will increase the production cost, because you'll have to purchase or buy drugs that you are going to control or treat the particulars or the problems that you're going to be getting from this dirty water. I actually see some people give the animal dam water, these are natural dams. That water is not very clean. More so when this dam doesn't have an outlet, the water is just stagnant. We find this water is highly contaminated with a lot of pathogens that they can cause or they can harm your animal or lower the growth of these animals. So make sure you have clean water. If you are near a river water is a bit clean because it's running water. As we have been learning, running water is more clean than stagnant water. So from the river is best. And as long as you have some water tanks, we are going to store that water to reduce also the cost of production. Because remember, when you fetch water directly from any source to the feed water troughs of these animals, and remember these animals, they take water regularly, so you'll find that it will be more costly for you. But when you just have a tank, a storage tank, where you just pump water to the tanks, then you'll be giving your animals water, yeah, like the whole day, or even the 3 days you pump water, depending on the herd of animals you have. So first, they have talked about, you need to know the parameters of the livestock. You need to know structure, how you are going to prepare your structure. Remember, upon structures, there is a waste area where you're going to be placing your manure. Okay, that is under structure. The third thing I have talked about is water. Okay, the water should be clean. The fourth thing is now handlers. Okay, you need to know, or you need to have, maybe if okay, maybe assuming in your farm you have 4 employees who are going to be working on these livestock. It is very good for you to have either one or two among the 4 who knows how to handle animals, who can be helping you when it comes to record keeping, when it comes to data analysis, when it comes to just observing the animals and identifying the condition of each animal. Remember, these animals, they need to be observed on daily basis, so as when you identify a sick animal, you handle it or you treat it on time. Remember, this is an enterprise. So when you take action slowly, you'll be you'll dig more in your pocket. So once you are being informed there is a certain problem in your farm, make sure you act faster. Call the person who's in charge to do what? To rectify the instance immediately. It can not only be about the sickness of the animal, it can also be about the insemination. This is in general, and now maybe giving AI, maybe the structure they are broken. Someone should come on time and repair so as to reduce more injuries, such things. So any problem in the farm, please act on them faster to reduce more and more damage. If there is a case of maybe a disease, control the disease faster. Have an area that we call a quarantine area where you are going to place this animal for it to do what? For it to be treated until it is well, so as to so as to take it back to the herd. This also control disease spread and faster healing, because this animal is a separate area. It is not being bulled, because a sick animal cannot stay with the strong animals. It will be more and more bulled. Okay, so that we have talked about that. Another thing that you are going to have, you need to have some knowledge is about feeds. Yeah, all area, even if it is ranching or any type of feeding, any enterprise that entails livestock feeds, you need to have some knowledge about that. When I talk about feeds, for purpose of good business or good return, it is very highly advisable to feed your animals on concentrate with fodder. Let us discuss about fodder. When we talk about fodder can be either from napier grass, can be either from maize, can be either from lucerne, can be either from alfalfa, can be either from sorghum, millet, name them, road grass. So, sorry. Here, about fodder, assuming you are feeding your cows on hay, make sure the hay is of good quality. The hay should be of good quality. Have some knowledge on how to identify good quality hay. hay free from thorns, hay free from foreign materials. If it is road grass, it is road grass. If it is bomber grass, it's purely bomber grass without any substances that can cause harm. Remember, this hay, you're going to cut grass from the field directly. Maybe there's a poisonous plant that germinated in the field. So have some caution about that. If it is a silage, maybe from now napier grass, make sure you shred napier grass when it is at the good stage, productive stage, so as it will boost the growth of your animals. Maize silage. Make sure you harvest maize when at the appropriate stage based on your own statistics. Some they harvest when there is a milk stage, full corn, grown maize. After harvesting maize, make sure you harvest maize at the best stage. For me, I prefer full corn when the maize is a bit stronger or hard enough so as to boost both protein and energy. Yeah. When you do that, you reduce the production cost. So that is silage. Lucerne is purely high in protein. You'll have to supplement some energy because lucerne is highly in protein. So that is on fodder. Also on still under fodder, you need to have some knowledge about the nutrition value of each feed you are feeding these animals. If you are feeding these animals on hay, this hay, which percentage is protein, which percentage is energy, which percentage is this. I'm feeding napier, which percentage is protein, energy, all that. Maize silage. You need to have a breakdown of the component of nutrients you are feeding these animals. Okay. Another thing is now concentrate. This is the feed you buy from the millers now. You can either prepare your own formula. You can just go there, buy ready feed. Just go there, say, I'm farming so and so livestock, either goat, sheep, poultry, chicken, bulls for meat. They will give you the best feed basing on which type of farming you are carrying out. But sometimes this one is it's a bit expensive as compared to what you own, as compared to your own formula. But if you don't have your own formula, just go there, discuss with the miller, they'll give you the best. Some millers, they also say they have their ready-made feeds for fattening, they'll offer to you. These also boost and facilitate faster growth, faster gain weight to livestock or to any types of farming of animals. They increase the weights faster. When you compare a farmer who is feeding only on fodder and a farmer who is feeding fodder and concentrate, you'll find the one feeding fodder and concentrate, he's gaining maybe 1.5 kg a day, 1.8 kg a day, but the one who's feeding only fodder is gaining around 0.8, 0.9 kg a day, of which among the two you'll find the animals in the ones that are feeding on fodder, they will take more time to stay in the farm, around 6 months for you to sell. But the ones that are staying, that are being fed on fodder and concentrate, they can stay 3, 4 months at most. You sell them, they will already have gained a good weight. Yeah. So another thing is about now treatment and management. Now treatment, how to keep record, how to have some knowledge about that. Best drugs that they do well when it comes to feeding, when it comes to boosting the immunity and the digestibility of these animals. Have to have such knowledge for you to start beef farming. But all in all, beef farming is a good venture. Beef farming is a good venture for anyone. Okay, some say it is capital intense, yes, but when you have good management, you will manage your beef enterprise very well. So this is just the start. This is part one of how to manage beef farming. Secondly, we'll be discussing on now what you need to consider when buying the age, the best breed. Okay, All that we'll be discussing in our next part. This is part 1. Part 2 we'll be discussing about the what I've said, age, breed, how to identify a sick animal. We'll be discussing our next part, but this is our first part. And thank you very much for the ones who have listened to the whole video. Thank you very much. Please subscribe, share, like, and comment. We grow together so as we be sharing knowledge, helping each other as we grow in this sector of beef industry. Remember, beef industry is a big sector and there is little competition in this sector. Thank you for your time. God bless you.